Not that I think that 4K is bad.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
4K. A lot of people swear by it. But let me ask you a question. When is the last time you actually watched anything in 4K? No, really. When did you? Because I haven't. I don't have a 4K TV. I technically got a 4K display on my iMac, but that's just a number. I don't actually watch anything in 4K. I don't own any 4K movies. I don't have any 4K games. YouTube 4K, come on. Who wants to wait forever to watch their cat videos in 4K? Not me. So, the question comes, what's the point? Let's talk about that.
So pop quiz. What is the difference if I shoot on this cannon or this cannon? Is there really much of a difference?
So the advantage of 4K clearly is the resolution, meaning you get more pixels in a given area. Now, I'm not going to break down the specifics, but let's look at this from an otherwise meaningless chart because, hey, that's what technophiles do to convince anyone of the righteousness of their cause, or at the very least, how they convince their wife that electronic goodies are a better investment than braces for your kids. So look at the chart here. If you condense all little pixels in your screen down to one tiny, tiny little area, the light blue area would be VCD. VCD. Did anyone ever use VCD? It's like the poor man's redheaded stepchild to DVD. Let's move on. DVD. That's the darker blue area, and that would be the what we call DVD quality. You remember when DVD we thought was amazing quality? Yeah, not so much anymore. You can pick those up for like $3 for $5 at Walmart in the bargain bin. So green, that's going to be your entry-level HD quality, 720p. Now, 720, of course, is going to be your vertically stacked lines of pixels. Next up in baby pink yellow is our 1080p. Our mid-level HD means 1080 pixels stacked vertically. Yeah, vertical, mouth-watering HD goodness. Gotta love it. The red, of course, is going to be your actual 4K, which sounds great. 4K, woohoo! UHD, but it's a little misleading because, again, it's only going to be 2,160 pixels tall. It's exactly double 1080p. Yeah, not sounding so impressive, is it? I mean, just like any Bangkok lady boy knows, the difference isn't what you see, it's in what you don't. Fact is, 1080p is level 2 high definition. A 1080p obviously isn't rich, but he probably lives in a nice upscale suburban neighborhood and sends his kids to private school. Truth is, it does the job. Yeah. Now, I don't need a Ferrari to drive to the supermarket. Actually, it's a terrible idea in Shanghai. No. Give me a BMW and we'll be fine. Actually, I would prefer a Mini Cooper. Now, I know, I'm opening myself up to a lot of jokes, but go figure. I like small things. Now, I'm not going to bore you with minutiae, but there's an actual science that claims the human eye cannot tell the difference between footage shot in 1080p or 4K. Maddie Ipanema. Wait, that's a song. Lady from Ipanema. Anyway, Maddie made the video not long ago and offered up a smattering of different resolutions, and even he couldn't tell the difference between 1080p or 4K or even 720p when it was viewed on his iMac. So why is that? Maddie shoots almost exclusively in 1080p.
I'm still shooting in 1080. This is all, pretty much every video that I shoot is in 1080.
So, Maddie, big YouTuber. And he only shoots in 1080p too, huh? So, yeah, case closed on 4K viewing, right? Not really. I mean, as G.I. Joe would always say,
knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! A lot of filmmakers don't only consume 4K, they actively preach shooting in 4K. Let's check in with my buddy SerpentZA and Kiribo on this.
So, Kiribo, my friend Snarky thinks that it's dumb to film in 4K. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I think he's entitled to his opinion, but I think he's being dumb. because 4K gives you not only a fantastic picture and future-proofs your videos, but on top of that it gives you a lot of flexibility. Say for instance we want to look at something specific in this picture over here. What we can do is zoom in and you can see very clearly that one little item or that one person. We can reframe our picture all we want, but if it was in 1080p, we would not see anything except a bunch of blurry nonsense. So, back to you, Snarky.
I think I've been gaslit. Of course, there's an argument that 4K footage down-res 1080p will look a lot better than 1080p, and that's not entirely true. 1080p is still going to be 1080p. Now, it is true you can get a lot more out of 4K footage in 1080p as far as your pans and your zooms and all that fun jazz, but 1080p is always going to be 1080p. Technically speaking, my can of sardines is a down-resed filet of fish sandwich. Does that mean it tastes better? No.
So what have we learned? Well, 4K or 1080p footage looks virtually identical if you're viewing it on a computer monitor. Now, if you do need to simulate a second camera angle, 4K may be the way to go. Also, if you wanted to zoom into a particular area of some footage you shot, again, 4K is probably the way to go. So yeah, it's up to you. A mediocre photographer can take 4K footage and he can make it look absolutely and a great photographer can take 1080p or even 720p and make it look amazeballs. So in the end, it's not down to the resolution or even the gear. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? Just make the best vids you can. So what resolution am I gonna start shooting in? You know, I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna start shooting in.
And just like that, we've reached the end of the video, which means you now have the opportunity to smash, wham, slam, and wallop that subscribe button, thus never again missing another SnarkyGuy video. And not too hard now, a keyboard is a terrible thing to waste. Click the bell icon to get notified, of course. In the meantime, here's a few more SnarkyGuy videos because
I know you're gonna dig this.